Hello, everybody. This is Maura. This is my channel, and I came here today to talk about the future of my channel. As you may know, I started this channel in 2007. I have some users who come around here once in a while when I post something new, and they're like, I'm OG. I've been here since 2007. That's 13 years. I build a community not even compared to the YouTuber superstars my community has. Apparently 2,100, I think, subscribers, and probably some of them are not even there anymore. But I have history here. And the reason why I came here today is because I want to claim this space as a space for creativity, as a space for my inner child. As you may know, this channel has been a music channel. I tried to implement some new videos, cooking and traveling, and did some different things here and there. But I honestly was confronted with the fact that this is a music channel. I'm not allowed to post anything else here. I build an audience that's based on my music, and nothing else is allowed here besides music. And that was a big mistake. And I understand that not a lot of people are going to resonate with different contents, but I feel like it's important from an artist standpoint to be creative, especially because I do not use YouTube as a means for money, and I don't use that as for a living. And when I was reflecting about this channel, I remember that when I was young, my family members would come to me and be like, Maura, what do you want to be when you grow up? And amazingly, I never said I want to be a singer. I usually would say I want to be a reporter, like a journalist. And I actually did a few years in college as a journalist, but I dropped it because it wasn't something, a career something. It was more of a creativity thing about me. And my family members would say stuff like, you kidding? You're going to be a reporter? You're going to ask questions to people, and then you're not going to allow them to answer. You're going to answer yourself. And that's so true. It's because the microphone, I have a relationship, a creative relationship with the microphone. Talking is a way of me expressing my creativity. Singing, playing, cooking, dancing, reciting, all came along with the talking. But the talking was the first love of my life and the way I express creativity. And what I noticed is if you go back to my YouTube channels from 2009, 2010, you will see that it was very raw. This is where I long to be, La Isla Bonita. And when the samba played, the sun would set so high, ring through my ears and sing your Spanish lullaby. I fell in love with San Pedro. Very spontaneous and on the spot. Set you apart. Tell me your secrets. Ask me your questions. Oh, let's go back to the start. Running in circles, coming in tails. Heads are science apart. Nobody said it was easy. Oh, it's such a shame for us to part. I would be in my bedroom playing a song, and I would just learned to play that song, and I would just put this like Cybershot camera that it wasn't even a selfie. It was not even a vlog camera that you could see yourself, and you can see the videos are pretty much cut off here, that you can't see my full face. was raw. Right on the spot, I would deliver the song and walk away from it. Next. That would be so authentic to my real artist. So today, 13 years later, I come to the conclusion that my artist has this flavor of putting art out there that's spontaneous, raw, on the spot, not a lot of production, not a lot of rehearsing, not a lot of thought into it. It just delivers.
Come on, I will try and understand the way I feel under your command. Take my hands as the sun descends. They can't hurt you now. Can't hurt you now. Can't hurt you now. Because the night belongs to the lovers. Because the night belongs to the lovers.
And people would make compliments about my smile and my mood and my rendition rather than I'm a great singer or I'm a great guitar player. And I feel like I started to develop my channel by inviting some friends of mine, and
Whatever tomorrow brings, I'll be there. I'll be there. So if I decide to wait my
incorporating new instruments, getting a better camera.
night on through the sky, fly on my sweet angel. Tomorrow I'm gonna be by your side.
Getting better ways of recording.
If I melt your heart, we'll never be apart.
And kind of following the flow of the format that YouTube was gaining. And I feel like that's when I got lost within my creativity, because trying to follow this dynamic of producing the videos and having some thought and rehearsing several times to make like this huge, production.
Yeah, new like a baby, lost like a prayer.
My inner child, my artist, would pretty much get shut down. It would say, if it is not on the spot, fuck that shit, I ain't doing. And I started getting very blocked inspiration wise. I feel like there was too much structure, too much to-dos and things and checkbox that I needed to check, no support, and I felt like I had no talent. I would look around what people were producing, and I would feel like, oh my goodness, I don't have a chance. I mean, my voice is not that beautiful. I am not that in tune. I don't play that much. And then I came to the US, and I wasn't able to play with my friends who were a huge part in my artistic process, because they would come and that would create a safe space for my artist to come out.
Especially at night, I worry over a situation I don't realize. It's just overcame.
So Otto would come, Kasula would come, Gogo would come, all my friends would come, and they would create this space that we could all be artistic without any particular meaning or attachment to a result, or even concerned if it's good enough. So when I came here, I lost that. YouTube was gaining more and more artists, and the artists were coming like full force with full production, great camera, great audio tools. I mean, the most talented people ever were around here, and it just shut me down. My thought was, who is going to watch my shit? And that's so mean to my inner child who just wanted to make videos, play, be silly, create content, talk, be the reporter, be the host of my own show. That was kind of unfair, I felt, and I grieved. I have to say that the last year and a half was a grieving process because when I shut down my inner child and my artist, I feel like I got disconnected. I got separated from my art. Like I shut it down, so there's no bright light in my life. Like preoccupied. I guess I can say the artist can focus on their ability to create something or focus on the fear. And a lot of artists will focus on the fear of being rejected, fear of being judged, criticized, fear of not being good enough, fear of there's something wrong with me, I'm never going to be able to learn that stuff. And my grief for this past couple of years was questioning this. I feel like for me to be aligned and in full resonance with my artist, I just need to create, just need to come here, talk. It might be tarot, it might be cooking, it might be music, it might be numerology, it might be whatever comes out of me, because I feel like I'm just a channel. Every artist is in different degrees. I'm just a channel of the collective. So whatever is in resonance with me right now, it's gonna come out in some sort of talking expression. It could be singing karaoke, it could be playing a guitar, it could be pulling a tarot card or reading an astrology chart. And yeah, sure, it might not please everybody, and I think that that was a huge component of me just dropping the mic, is thinking about what the audience expect of me rather than what I expect of myself as an artist. And if I follow the elements of spontaneity and being raw and being impulsive and delivering right there on the spot, when I backed away from that, I created some sort of a disconnection. And my audience is not going to like cooking, my audience is not going to enjoy. And I could tell because the number of views, and there was a division too. Do I record shit in Portuguese? Do I record shit in English? A dilemma for an artist is how people perceive them. How many artists do you know that came forth with a great CD, like Alanis, for instance, and then had all that anger, all that creative expression that arose from a separation that she had, and that came forth. A lot of people identified with that, including me. And then Alanis decided that she was going to get pregnant and go to India and write songs about being thankful and grateful to the world. And a lot of fans got pissed and walked away. And I have to say that I was a little bit like iffy too. But I went to see Alanis Morissette living here in the US twice, in Brazil 3 times. I just love Alanis. I love her. I love her singing. I love her creativity. I don't love a particular song about being pissed off with her ex-boyfriend. And I feel like that talks a lot about myself and that shadow aspect, I would say, not allowing myself to go through the same thing, which is I started recording these raw videos, and sure, I could have enhanced the video and the audio, but still allow myself to come here and keep recording videos about who I am, kind of being here and connecting with people. And now there's much more of a need to let go of the desire of putting me in a box, like what kind of artist are you, what kind of niche, like marketing, because that's the pull we're getting right from the internet now as a content creator. What is your slogan, what is your brand, what are you doing for marketing? But I am not particularly doing this for the money. I have never made money with my art, and that might be something obviously related to a limiting belief. But that means essentially that the fact that I never made money as an artist does not define the artist that I am. The fact that I never made money as an artist doesn't tell me that I cannot keep being an artist. Maybe in the future I'll make money from it. But it's not fair to my artist to shut it down and just say, like, fuck it. You're not making money. There's no meaning to your art. You're not going anywhere. What are you going to create? You have like all these ideas within yourself that you want to do cooking and numerology and tarot and singing and playing and recording videos of trips and friends and interviews. Like, what else do you want to do? Whatever I want to create, whatever comes forth. And sure, I'm pretty sure that the audience is going to be split, and some audience are not going to be interested and some others will. But I feel like at the end of the day, if you're not interested in watching something that I'm cooking, great, don't watch it. But if you are, watch it. Maybe you are interested in the cooking, in the music, and in the tarot. Maybe you are only interested in the tarot. I'm going to record a video about my health journey, for instance. If you are not interested, you might not be interested in watching it. And that's okay, because that's with you. It's your choice to watch or not watch something. And it's my choice to create or not create something. And throughout these years, being very confused, I'd say, about my art, I had this questioning all the time, like, I'm an artist. I know I'm an artist. I have that embedded in every cell of my being. But how come I'm not manifesting or creating anything? Because I feel like that voice, that judgmental voice, that inner critic, that ego was not allowing Aurora Polaris to move forward. And another thing is, I had this crisis about artistic name. I wanted to create, and I changed it, my names so many times. It was Marinda, and then Mara's Music, Mara's Wisdom, Mara's Magic, Mara Marinda, because my name is just such a name. And even though I could say that I am Mara, there are other Moras, and I feel like we need, something that's a little more substantial to be found if you're being searched. Basically, you have to have a last name to add to your profile. You have to have a first and a last name, unless you want to put like a dot as a last name, which actually I've tried and I don't think it's acceptable. But then I'm like, when I started the inner child work, I created this name for my inner child, which is Aurora. And it's based, of course, on my love for the Aurora Borealis and all the colors and all the magic and miraculous kind of phenomena that it is. And creating these containers inside my mind of all the star names and the artistic names that I would want to have. Polaris is the North Star, which in astrology makes reference to the North Node, which is the star that's indicating in your astrology chart where your soul is traveling to, where your journey is heading towards. And I just feel like they belong to each other, Aurora Polaris, because Aurora Polaris is Aurora in action, is Aurora North Node, is Aurora diving in to the creative process in the 12th house, which is where my North Node sits in my astrology chart. So just giving Aurora a chance to be more than Aurora, because before she was still existing inside of me, but as a sad child. How sad is that? As a sad little kid who everything that she does, she draws a stick, she draws a circle, and then she's like, Mara, look it. And Mara's like, what the fuck? This is ridiculous. And now Aurora is Polaris because she has a direction. And she's catching my attention, my egoic attention. Then when she draws the stick, I look at her and I'm like, that's great. And all of this process was enhanced by this book called The Artist's Way. Phenomenal book. In this particular section of the book, she explains that when you're going to draw a circle, you don't draw like this and you look like, is this a good circle? You draw the full circle. And then at the end, you look at the circle and you can tell yourself like, oh, fuck, this is kind of oval, not really a circle, not perfectly round, but it is a finished circle. In every draft, which is what the artist would think, as a draft, something that he's just kind of scribbling on lyrics and stuff like that, that's a final project. That's a final project itself. Because if we think that we need to keep improving and attaching some sort of expectation or result to the creation, you kill it. You kill it. The structure, the walls, the rules, the judgment will pretty much inhibit the child. Aurora was like just being nuts, just being this crazy, creative kid, producing and creating all kinds of things. Obviously, not all of them are going to be perfect circles, and that's fine because that's fulfilling the art, the magic, the miracle inside of me. If Aurora is happy, if Aurora is pursuing her Polaris way, if they are working together, then Mora is happy. Mora is connected and is listening to all these fragments, parts of her, and more able to channel information that's going to be of love. And basically, the attachment to money or to meaning or to a result doesn't mean anything for me. And the nature of the comments being, you brought a smile to my face. And if you can bring a smile to a person's face through music, through something that you said, I mean, come on. What more noble act of giving do you want to have? Obviously, we wanted to have a lot of money and give people money. That will be very helpful for some people. Like they'll be able to buy more food or buy, their kids gifts and stuff like that. But think about the gift of smiling, the gift of feeling good. And you can only do that by contamination. You can only do that by being yourself the source of contentment and joy. As someone sees someone truly being themselves and experiencing contentment and joy, they mirror that because they have that inside of them. So how many times I read comments such as, oh, this was, I had a difficult day. This just brought a smile to my face. That smile on their face is an expression of their joy, of their artist. And it was just bounced and it was just reflected in my expression, on seeing my expression. Person can see that. If you can see something, it's because you have it. If you have an idea, it's because it already exists in you. So this preoccupation and attachment and trying to find meaning, it's completely disconnected. That's why I decided to scribble some words and sit down here and make a video with the microphone, like respecting and honoring Aurora Polaris, which is you come here on the spot. You have a little bit of a script, like I always had the chords and the lyrics in front of me. A lot of times I was actually recording, reading the lyrics because I didn't even have the time. I didn't even give myself the time to memorize the lyrics. I just wanted to record, sing, and boom, move on. That's the nature of my art. It's a bang, 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 bang. It's kind of it has this Aries force in it. Why am I gonna fight against it and say, no, you have to follow, this particular YouTuber or do this or get this audio or that? And when you start doing that, what do you think the kid's gonna do? Throw a tantrum. That's why my Aurora did. She threw a tantrum, said, fuck this shit, I ain't doing it, okay? I would record something 10, 11 times and be like, fuck it, I don't care. I'm not here for that, okay? I'm here to have fun. Think about this. When you are creating something for the sake of working rather than playing, where is the artist? Do you think you're going to fulfill your artist's desire? Your artist wants to have fun. Your artist wants to play, not to work and follow structure. It might be that for other artists that their professional ways presented to themselves this way, they started making money and being sponsored and getting a lot of views, a lot of subscribers. It was kind of a flow in a sense for them to go that direction, because I'm not condemning and saying that this is wrong. It wasn't for me. That's what I'm trying to say. It's like getting a big bird and putting it on a cage. Music was always sacred to me. I always used music as a self-soothing, therapeutical kind of thing. My friends would come, we would all play, have a blast, and that was it. I had bands, I played.
You say I'm hurrying home and it's my turn just to play with me and you won't get burned. I have only one itching desire. Let me stand next to your fire. Let me stand next to the fire, baby. Let me stand next to the fire, baby. Let me.
I was paid here and there to do some performances, but most of all, there was never an attachment to being professional with this, so much that I developed a career on the side, and that one was profitable. And today, when I was scribbling through these things, I realized that, because I wanted to keep this sacred and joyful, I created a career to support myself financially so I wouldn't kill and rob the joy from Aurora, from the artist. But unconsciously, that's what I end up doing anyway. I kept focusing on career and what would give me safety, which respects some of my certainty needs, need for comfort, need for safety. But instead of bringing the inner child, the artist, together, I separated, like, you're not welcome here because you don't follow these rules here. These rules of structure, time, practice, investment, long term, making money. None of those rules. The artist doesn't make money, doesn't have a schedule, creates on the spot. There's no production, no walls, nothing. It's totally free. It's the contrast that obviously my astrology chart, which is another conversation, my Sun conjunct Saturn. And Saturn is this heavy, dense voice inside of me that does this critique towards Aurora. And the reason why I wanted to add Polaris to Aurora was to give Aurora that push. And it isn't a Saturn push. It's a Venusian push. It's a tender push. Like Nona would say, just go, sweetie. Just you come like, grandma, look at this, and you show like this paper and a stick, and Nona is like, oh my God, this is so pretty, this is so beautiful, you're so talented. I am doing that to myself now. I'm treating myself with respect, tenderness, caring, love, and support, which I claim that I didn't have when I was a younger artist. However, it is never too late. Here I am. This space here, I started different channels, thinking like, this channel here, I'm going to talk in Portuguese only for my Brazilian people. This channel here, I'm going to be just with, my meditation, my personal development stuff. This year, Maurenda is going to be only for music. And I'm like, fuck that. This space is a creative space. Anything can come out of it. First of all, it's my space. I can do whatever I want. There's no fear here of being rejected or not making money from it, because I don't need approval. I don't need money. I don't need to be accepted. And if I see people who judge me or, say something mean towards me, I have already done that 100 times worse than you. So who do you think you are to come here and be like, oh, your voice fucking sucks? I don't fucking care. You aren't paying my bills. I'm not producing CDs for you to buy. I don't fucking know you. Who gives a shit that I don't sing like Celine Dion, Mariah Carey? I don't want to sing like them. I just want to be happy. I just want to sing something, deliver something on the spot, create a smile on my face, hopefully projecting that so you can sense it, so you can have it from me, find it within yourself, and feel happy and create a smile too. It was through music. I feel like music was so natural that it brought this forward without a lot of effort. But I have other things now that I want to bring forth, and I feel like it's going to resonate with different people. This is not a process of me taming my creativity. This is a process of unleashing my creativity and letting my inner artist to just be. Come here, record a video. It might be, that in one video you put a little bit more care and you record it, 5 times instead of 1. It might be that some other videos require more editing and you see yourself spending 2-3 hours doing it. It doesn't matter how long it will take for me to produce a video, what kind of content I'm going to produce, how am I going to show up, where am I going to film, what am I going to talk about. Those things, I will give them to Aurora. I'm not going to present these questions for somebody else, for someone outside of me to give me the answers. I'm going to ask Aurora. And I'm going to give her Polaris, which is the family energy, the divine mother, divine father that will support her and say, hey, you know what? Whatever you want to create today. Do you want to talk about tarot today? Do you want to talk about numerology today? Just go for it. It's going to be beautiful. Polaris is like a family name. It's the North Node. It's kind of creating this cloud, this pillowy cloud that takes me into the space to access and channel all the creativity that's out there. It might be one day that you get a notification of a new video and it's me dancing like a crazy person. I simply feel like we all can do it. And if this is the type of video that might not bring a smile on your face, but brings some sort of warm, fuzzy feeling inside of you, that you have something inside yourself that you also want to express without the constraints of society and what's expected from us and what's good and what's not good. We are all inherently good. Some people will like what you do and some others won't, and that's okay. You will have people that 90% of folks like them, and you will have other people that 10% like them, and that's fine. It might be the comedian, the gymnast, like whatever art you have. If it brings you joy, that should already be an indication that you are on the right path. So I invite you to keep on following, keep on watching. If it's something that doesn't interest you, that's fine. And maybe the next one. Just keep being here with me. I've been here for 13 years. And when I see these comments of, I've been with you here since the beginning. It's like, you've been here with me without me not even producing videos. Meaning that those videos touched you in a way. And it made you happy. It made you feel warm and cozy inside. So if you were with me producing and not producing, that tells me a lot. It tells me that you are searching for the same thing that I am searching, and we can search it together. And by coming here on the spot, being raw, being genuine, being innocent, being who I really am, and being seen, being heard, just kind of express whatever you have inside of you without being afraid of anything. At the end of the day, we are all children of the Creator, and we co-create. I like to say that we collab with the Creator. We get into this pillowy cloud and we are taking to fly and assess the world from above and get all sorts of inspiration, especially with the internet. You just watch so many things and without even thinking, or it's almost like if you think too much, if you give the ego a space, it will shut you off. So for me, it's almost like bypassing when I deliver something on the spot and I create it right here. I grab the microphone, play a karaoke song or had friends coming over and I turn on the video and bang, it's almost like I am bypassing that inner critic voice that will come afterwards and be like, this is not good. It doesn't matter. Otto already left, Caçula already left, and I have a video here, and I have a moment in time that we created that encompass all this goodness, all this good vibe.
American woman, mama, let me be. Don't come in knocking round my door. I don't wanna see your shadow no more. Gone lies can hypnotize, sparkle someone else's eyes. Now woman, get away. American woman, listen what I say.
And it's worth to put it out there. So I just hope you stick here with me for the next videos, and I hope that you have fun with me, because that's the purpose of this channel, is to bring forth who I am and how I relate to my artist and how I have fun with it, and hopefully to touch your heart to feel the same way about your artist, so we can all be artists and co-create with the divine.